My sister Amy is one of those women who, when we were growing up, she's one of those kids who had mom written on her forehead. She's like the star babysitter. Everybody wanted her to watch kids. She just could make it work. And when Amy met and then finally married my brother-in-law, her husband Dean, they were going to have a family. Just understood. But wanting to have kids and having kids are two different things. And the years went by and no babies. And with each passing year, it was a heavier weight for my sister. And she'd see other families, and it would cause this weight in her heart, this grief. And as the time went on, it became more and more oppressive. At the 7th year of their marriage, they decided they were going to adopt. They had always been open to adoption, and they adopted 2 beautiful boys. And in the process of the adoption, became pregnant. My niece, Sailor. A beautiful baby girl born 5 months after 2 beautiful boys show up. They went from 0 to 3 in 5 months. It's like popcorn, just. And their life was beautiful. And then at about 20 months, this beautiful baby girl got sick. Horribly sick. And my sister is not one to wait around. She had that beautiful little girl into the ER, into urgent care, back to the primary physician over and over and over again. And they didn't realize that what they thought was a bad lung infection was really a tumor. And by the time they found the tumor in this 20-month-old girl, a little body like this, that tumor was the size of a grapefruit. And as all of this began to be put into motion, my sister is there in the prep room looking at her daughter, who she had waited for and longed for so long, and with, tears that just wouldn't stop. She said to me, "Andrew, I would do anything to take away that pain. Anything. I will change places right now, that my child does not have to go through this." And in the days that followed, Sailor's surgery, the removal of the tumor, her treatments, her checkups, there was a time when she didn't even want to get in the car, because that meant getting poked, prodded, stabbed, jabbed for medical tests. And every time my sister would cry as her little girl would be taken by surgeons and nurses. But I will remember those words that Amy said on more than one occasion, because many times I've heard them said by so many who would gladly take the place of another so that they don't have to suffer. They don't have to have that pain. Let it be me, not them. Let it be me. Come on, God, let it be on me, not this loved one. I care about this one. Lord, let me take it so they don't have to. That's a very real, very powerful, very profound sign of love. It's a love story. Every time I see my niece, every time I see those babies, every time I hear those words, that's a love story. A sign of the profound love that we have. And today you just heard the love story. That in the broken, wounded mess that so often happens in human lives, sin corruption, violence, discord, that all the things that can rip and tear and harm and cause fundamental damage to our souls, God looks at us and says, I want to take that. I don't want you to have to suffer. I don't want you to go through that pain. I want to take it on me. Let it be me so you can live. And if you want to see that visually, you'll look at a cross and see how one would come to take every sin, every word, every thought, every act, every time you and I have willingly tried to destroy something good, holy, and true. Born on the back that was whipped into ribbons by Jesus. Stripped, humiliated, mocked, abandoned, ridiculed. Why? Because we're all worth it. That every single soul on this rock, in the eyes of Jesus, is as precious as a beautiful baby. I want to take their pain. Lord, let it be on me. Lord, I don't want them to suffer. Lord, let it be on me. The suffering that Jesus endured on the cross was ours. The pain that Jesus bore on the road to Calvary is ours. And we hear the narrative of the Passion to remind ourselves that God loved the world so much, He sent Jesus to do that, so that you and I, for the sins we've committed, the harm that we've done, the mistakes that we've made, can be forgiven, renewed in grace, and have a chance to walk through this life into eternity, where there is love and life and healing and joy and hope. That God would do that out of love for us. The Passion is a love story. A love that God has when God looks us in the eye. A love that says, you are precious, you are holy, you are beautiful, you are sacred, and you are worth it. Today, may we accept that. Today, may we allow ourselves to be loved and then be a channel of that love. That as God would pour out His life for us and die for us and serve us, then how might you and I pour out our lives for those around us? How might you and I be a channel of grace, a sign of love? How might you and I, by the gift of our lives today, take that gift and share it to make it precious and beautiful and holy for someone else, to pass on the mission of Jesus, who did that on the cross to inspire us to live our lives for one another. That the love story will continue through us. That the love story will be lived out again and again in what we say and what we do and how we act today. His love for us, so that our love might be for others. God bless you all.